Good evening. Today we'll be studying the 14th chapter of Hilchot Issure Bi'ah, and this chapter is probably one of the more halacha lema'aseh relevant chapters, as the accepting of gerim is something that's done pretty frequently. This chapter, again, as I just mentioned, will deal with the process of the accepting of gerim. We'll also speak about the the ger's status and relationship in regards to the arayot. We'll also touch on the same question in regards to avadim and shefachot. Hilchot Issure Bi'ah Perek Yod Daled Halacha Aleph. Ketzad mekabelim gere tzedek. How exactly are righteous gerim to be accepted? Gesheyavol gayer, once he comes to be converted, and we check and inquire, and we don't find any ulterior motive that he may have to convert. Omerinlo, we say the following to him: what did you see, and why did you come forth to become a ger? Don't you know that the Jewish people at the present time are conflicted and persecuted and oppressed, and are washed away and displaced? That's what misuhafim and turafim is, a language that's used in regards to boats. So, for example, a sefina mitarefet layam is a boat that is displaced and goes from place to place, and that suffering and difficult times come to the Jewish people. Amar ani yodeya v'ani kedai mekabelin otomiyad. If he says that I know and I do feel that I am worthy, we accept him immediately as a ger. Halacha bet umodi'in oto ikarei hadat, and we make him acquainted with the principles of Yahadut, of the law. Shehu Yihud Hashem be'Issure Avodah Zarah, and two of the most fundamental ones are the oneness of Hakadosh Baruch Hu and the prohibition of doing idolatry. As we mentioned before, this is a little bit, as we'll see, this and the next few halachot are kind of a touch back to Sefer Hamadah and a little bit of Hilchot Yesodei Torah, because just as Harambam opened his book to those who are already Jewish and began it with certain fundamental beliefs, so too when some fundamental beliefs and certain awarenesses that a person has prior to doing all the mitzvot, so too a ger, we let the ger know the fundamentals of the law and certain awarenesses that he must know of once he becomes a Yehudi. Again, this is all before he does any mitzvot, just as, again, Harambam opens his Sefer Mishne Tora with certain fundamental beliefs before introducing any mitzvot that one must practice. So, Mo'odim lo yikarei hadat shehu Yehud Hashem v'Issur Avodah Zarah u'ma'arichin bedavar zeh, we let him know the, again, fundamentals of the law, which are the oneness of God and the prohibition to do Avodah Zarah. And we actually discuss this in great detail and in great length, because if a person understands and knows the fundamentals of the law and knows why he is doing the mitzvot and to whom he is doing the mitzvot, meaning to Hakadosh Baruch Hu, the mitzvot aren't simply something in a practice that he does casually out of routine. Rather, they are based pretty heavily on these two fundamental ideas. ומודיעין אותו מקצת מצוות קלות ומקצת מצוות חמורות ואין מעריכין בדבר הזה. And we also discuss with him certain lighter mitzvot and some of the more weighty mitzvot. But in regards to this, we don't discuss this at great length. As we mentioned in Hilchot Teshuvah, the mitzvot hamurot are those violations that one would be liable for mitat bedin or karet, and shevuat shav and shevuat sheker is also considered one of the hamurot, and any of the other mitzvot lo ta'aseh, mitzvot aseh that don't have karet, or again are not shevuat shav and sheker, are considered the kalot. But we don't go into great detail with him at that point. And we also are explicit with him in regards to the transgression of not leaving leket shechecha pe'ah or ma'aseh sheni. Leket is the produce that may fall during the time of harvest, that belongs to the poor people. Shechecha is any produce that was forgotten by the owner of the field, which is also for the aniyim. Pe'ah is the corner of the field that is left uncut or unharvested, which belongs to the aniyim as well. And ma'aser ani is 10% of the produce on the 3rd and 6th year of the Shemitah cycle, also is given to the aniyim. And Harambam mentions these mitzvot explicitly is because they for a couple of reasons. First, I think Harambam lists these because these are more societal and communal mitzvot, and mitzvot that will allow him to integrate into the community easier. But also, it seems that Harambam mentions these mitzvot and not others is because they display a sense of community and of benevolence, that he gives his produce and leaves the produce for someone else, which and in doing so he does not receive any benefit back at all. So it's a type of hesed that he does for the aniyim in order to instill the sense of benevolence again towards others. We also mentioned to him the punishment for violating the mitzvot. Halacha Gimel, Ketzad, how exactly is this done? Omrim lo, we say to him the following: Hevei yodea she'ad shelo bata ledat zo, im achalta chelev, yata anush karet, im hilalta shabbat, yata anush sekila. Don't you know that until you reached this point and accept the mitzvot, if you ate chelev, which is forbidden fats of the animal, chelev, as we'll see Be'ezrat Hashem in the next treatise, Hilchot Ma'achalot Asurot, is certain fats in a behema that are prohibited to be eaten. So if you would have eaten chelev until now, you would have not been liable for the punishment of karet. If you violated Shabbat, you would not be liable for the punishment of sekila. And now, once you convert, if you eat chelev, you will be liable for karet, and if you violate Shabbat, you will be liable for sekila. But we don't overdo it and over caution this person and get carried away and get into too much detail. We don't get into too much detail with him in order for him not to get weary and to stray away from the good path onto the evil path. Because a person at first is attracted only with pleasing and kind and gentle words, as the Navi Hosea says, Adam imshechem v'achar kach ba'avotot ahava, that I will draw them with soft ropes of man, and then I will draw them nearer with thicker ropes of love. Halacha Daled. And so too, just as we let him know the punishment for violating the mitzvot, we also tell him the reward for doing the mitzvot. And we let him know that if he does these mitzvot, he will acquire Haye Olam Haba, which is life in the world to come. And we tell him that there is no perfectly righteous individual, but an individual who is learned and performs these commandments, these instructions, these mitzvot properly, and is aware of them. As I mentioned, this is an allusion, I think, to Sefer Hamada, Elu Veyode'an. Sefer Hamada, as we mentioned, is the book of awareness and different things that a person has to be aware of, that a Yehudi has to be aware of. So once the ger is aware of the mitzvot and does them, obviously, he will gain olam haba. And again, just something to note that Harambam emphasizes here again the fact that the mitzvot have to be done from a deep understanding of why a person is doing them, and again to whom he is doing them. He is doing them to serve Hakadosh Baruch Hu, not just as a routine that he does on the side, in a way that sometimes people view certain religions, that it's just simply a practice that someone does casually on the side. Am Yisrael is a little bit different. Mitzvot are something that we live and something that we are aware of all the time and is a part of our lives as Yehudim, not simply something that we practice, like in other religions or other nations. ואומרים לו, הווה יודע שהעולם הבא אינו צפוי אלא לצדיקים והם ישראל. And we also tell him that you should know that Olam Haba is only something that is kept for those who are righteous, namely the Jewish nation. And that which you see the Jewish people in distressful and difficult times in this world, there is a hidden and there's a hidden benevolence that is kept for them, because they cannot receive the abundance of good in this world like the other nations, because it might cause them to be arrogant and stray away and lose the reward of Olam Haba, just as the pasuk in Devarim Parashat Ha'azinu says that that Yeshurun, which is another name for the Jewish people got fat and kicked away Hakadosh Baruch Hu because they were basking in the good times and in all the produce and all the benevolence that HaKadosh Baruch Hu bestowed upon them, and totally forgot HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is actually some really, really good musar that Harambam here, and insight that Harambam is providing for us as to why the situation of the Jewish people is never, for example, I would say, as good or as harmonious and utopic as other nations are. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu does not bring their total destruction and too much that they can't handle regarding the Jewish people, in order for them obviously not to be destroyed. And rather, the other nations dissipate and disappear, but the Jewish people are still around. And this is true even today, after 2,000 years of persecution. And Harambam's words here are so clear and so on point and beautiful that as we live here in the 21st century, it doesn't get more clearer when we look back at Jewish history, at the truth of what Harambam here is teaching us. And we expand on this idea in order to have him come closer, and in order for him to fall in love with Yahadut and to feel excited and happy that he's doing the right thing or not. And if he decides and chooses not to go forward with the conversion process and does not want to accept the mitzvot and accept the yoke of becoming a Yehudi, he goes on his way and we forget about him. But if he did in fact choose to accept and become part of Am Yisrael, we don't hesitate and right away we take him to do the Berit Milah. But if he was already, Milah was already done on him and he was already circumcised, we draw a little bit of blood representing the Berit. Yes, a drop of blood of the berit should be drawn from him. And we wait for him to become fully healed, and then we dip him in the mikveh. As you mentioned in the previous chapter, one of the elements of gerut is the dipping in the mikveh. And 3 Jewish males above the age of 13 must be standing over him while he dips into the mikveh. And we again let him know and inform him a second time of some of the less and more weighty mitzvot while he stands in the water about to dip into the mikveh. And if the person who was coming to convert was a woman, nashim moshivot otah b'mayim ad savara. She should be attended by women who place her into the water up to her neck. ומודיעין אותה מקצת מצוות קלות ומקצת מצוות חמורות, והיא יושבת במים, and the 3 Jewish men inform her about some of the more weighty mitzvot and some of the lighter mitzvot while she is inside the water. This is done obviously so the members of the Beit Din don't see her naked. And another solution, as we mentioned in Hilchot Yom Tov Perek Daled, is that she may dip in the water with a type of loose garment if she doesn't want to stand in the water and have the water cover her. And then she dips in the mikveh in their presence, but they turn around and leave in order not to see her naked when she comes out of the water, again because of the tzeniut that is kept in throughout this entire process. And once this individual is made into, this man or woman is made into a ger tzedek, the Torah instructs us obviously to love him more than we typically would another Jew, and to have a very pleasant relationship with him, as we'll see Be'ezrat Hashem in Hilchot Mechira Perek Yod Daled. And obviously it is absolutely forbidden to embarrass him or say anything that would remind him of his past, because again, he prior to becoming a Jew, he was a goy, and anyone who becomes Jewish would not like to be reminded of certain things that they've done in their past. Obviously, again, if they were sensitive issues and something that they wouldn't want to be brought up. Halacha Zayin. Now we'll get into the topic of Ger Toshav. Really interesting topic. And as we'll see, there are certain, if anyone surfs the internet a little bit, certain people who claim they are Gerim Toshavim, but as we'll see, it doesn't really apply nowadays. Ezehu Ger Toshav. What exactly is a Ger Toshav? And also, just that for anyone, just as a reminder, Harambam does talk about these topics of Ger Toshav and Bnei Noach in Hilchot Melachim Perek Het. And again, just as a quick rundown, a ger toshav is someone who accepts the 7 mitzvot b'nei Noach. And again, this only applies in Eretz Yisrael. So איזהו גר תושב? What exactly is a גר תושב? זה גוי שקיבל עליו שלא יעבוד עבודה זרה עם שאר המצוות שנכתבו בני נוח. This is a non-Jew who accepts not to worship avodah zarah along and also accepts the other 7 mitzvot bnei Noach. ולא מל ולא טבל, and he did not do brit milah or dip in the mikveh. הרי זה מקבלין אותו, והרי הוא מחסידי אומות העולם. We accept this type of individual and let him live among us, and is considered a righteous Gentile. Velama nikra shemot toshav, and why is he called a toshav, a resident? Lefi shemutar lanu leoshivo benenu be'eretz Yisrael kemo shebe'anu b'ilchot avodah zarah, because we are permitted to have him live among us in Eretz Yisrael, as we mentioned in Hilchot avodah zarah. If anyone doesn't remember. It is prohibited to have an Oved Avodah Zarah live in Eretz Yisrael, and we are actually instructed to destroy all of the Avodah Zarah in Eretz Yisrael. And again, once the Jewish and Halacha is instituted as the law of the land. This prohibition is actually not a quote-unquote religious prohibition. Rather, this is a type of political instruction, because by you saying that by having avodah zarah in Eretz Yisrael, it's pretty much affront to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in saying that this avodah zarah is my master, not HaKadosh Baruch Hu. ואין מקבלין גר תושב אלא בזמן שהיובל נוהג, and we only accept a ger toshav when the yovel, the 50-year cycle of the 50-year cycle of the Yovel is practiced. Aval bazeman hazeh, but nowadays afilu kibel kol haTorah kullah chutz midikduk echad en mekabelin oto. And nowadays, even if he this ger toshav accepted the entire Torah except for one mitzvah, we don't accept him as a ger toshav. If he wants, he can do the gerut, but we don't accept him as a ger toshav nowadays. Halacha het. Ha'eved hanilkach min hagoyim. Now we'll move to the topic of eved, that is eved, a servant that is taken from the goyim. En omerim lomara ita shebata. We don't tell him or inquire about him. What did you see to come and join us? Ela omerim lo retzonecha shetikanes bichlal avdei Yisrael v'tiyeh mina kesherin o lo. Rather, we simply ask him, is it your desire to join the population of the Jewish servants and be one of the and be among them or not? If he agrees, we inform him about the fundamentals of the law, some of the more weighty mitzvot, some of the lighter mitzvot, as we inform the ger. And we dip him in the water of a mikveh like a ger, and we also caution him a second time about the mitzvot, inform him rather about the mitzvot once he is in the water, similar to what we do with a ger. If he did not want to accept, we try and convince him for 12 months. And if he still doesn't want to accept to be a Jewish servant, he is sold to the goyim, and it is forbidden for a Jew to keep him under his domain more than 12 months. But if the servant made a condition that from the get-go that he would not do milah or tevilah, rather he'll be like a get toshav and not dip or do milah again like a regular eved, it is permissible for the Jew to have him as a servant while he is a ger toshav. But we don't keep these types of servants under our domain, again only during the time that the yovel, the 50-year cycle, is occurring and is kept. Halacha yod. Hagoyim. En asur alehen mishum erva ela immo ve'eshet aviv ba'achoto me'immo ve'eshet ish uzchur ובבהמה, כמו שהתבאר בהלכות מלכים ומלחמות, אבל שאר עריות מותרות להן. Goyim are not forbidden in regards to prohibited relations, aside from a goy's mother or his father's wife, or his sister that was born from his mother, or the wife of a married woman, or another male, or having relations with another male, or having relations with an animal, as we will mention in Hilchot Melachim Perek Tet. But they are permitted to have relations with anyone aside from these. This is the Rambam here is explicit in one of the mitzvot Bnei Noach. One of the Sheva mitzvot Bnei Noach is the forbidden relations, and those were the ones pretty much that a goy is forbidden to have relations with. Halacha Yod Aleph. גר שנתגייר ועבד שנשתחרר, הרי הוא כקטן שנולד. Someone that converted and a servant who was freed, obviously after the servant dipped l'shem avdut and then becomes a full Jew, they are considered like minors, as minors when they're born. And any relative that would, while he was a goy or while he was an eved, that would be forbidden to him while they were a goy or an eved, are not considered to be relatives to them. And also, additionally, if he, along with those people that he would be forbidden to be with while he's a goy, all convert, if he has relations with one of them, he would not be liable for erva. Just to sum this up, someone who converts is permitted, is considered like a totally new person, and is not wouldn't be liable for any punishment if he has relations with someone with whom a goy would be liable for if he had relations with them. Halacha Yod Bet. Din Torah shemutar lager sheisa imo achoto me'imo shenitgayeru. The Torah law is that a convert is permitted to marry his mother or his sister from his mother if they also convert. Aval Chachamim asru davar zeh kedei shelo yemeru ba'u mikdusha hamura likdusha kala. But Chachamim forbade this in order for people not to say that for either the people or the convert themselves to say that they've gone from a more stringent kedusha to a more lenient one. Because back then, meaning before he was Jewish, she would have been forbidden to be with him, and today she is permissible to be with him. Also, a ger who has relations with his mother or his sister while they are not Jewish, and he converted, it's as if he had relations with a regular goya. Halacha Yod Gimel. Ketzad din hagerim ba'arayot she'er basar. What exactly is the law in regards to gerim with relatives? Im haya nasui keshaya goy le'imo o la'achoto v'nitgayeru mafrishin otan. If he was married while he was a goy to his mother or to his sister, and they all converted, we separate them. Kemo shebe'arnu, as we mentioned as we mentioned previously. Yes, in the previous halacha. Because again, Chachamim forbade it. But if he was married to any other relative and they converted while they were, again, and they converted together, we don't separate them. לפיכך, הלכה ט"ו, לפיכך נושא הגר אשת אחיו מאביו. No, mehila. Get mehila. We are in the previous halacha. Yes. Halacha Yod Dalet. Ger asur bish'er ha'em achar shenitgayer midivre sofrim. Chachamim forbade a ger to be with any of his relatives from his mother's side after he converted. Umutar bish'er ha'av, but he is permitted to have relations with a relative from his father's side. Even if he knows for sure that this is in fact a relative from his father's side. For example, twins, that it is clear that they both have the same father. Despite this, Chachamim did not make a gezerah for relatives from the father's side. Lefikach, halachat tedvav, noseh hager eshet achiv me'aviv. Therefore, a ger can marry his aunt from his the wife of his brother of his father. So his aunt, basically. ואשת אחי אביו, ואשת אביו, ואשת בנו, אבל פי שנישאת לאחיו או לאביו, או לאחי אביו, או לבנו, אחר שנתגיירו, or the wife of his father's brother, or the wife of his father, or the wife of his son, even though they did this marriage with his brother, or his father, or his father's brother, or his son, after they also became gerim. So too, the sister of his mother by his father, or his sister by his father, or his convert daughter are permitted to him. אבל אינו נושא לא אחותו מאמו ולא אחות אמו מאמה ולא אשת אחיו מאמו שנשאה אחיו מאמו אחר שנתגיירו, but he is forbidden to marry his sister from his mother, or his mother's sister by her mother, or the wife of his brother by his mother, if this brother by his mother married her after he had converted. אבל אם נשאה אחיו כשהוא גוי, הרי זו מותרת לו, but if his brother married her while he was a goy, she is permitted to be with him. הלכה tet zayin. שני אחים תאומים שהייתה הורתם שלא בקדושה ודלתם בקדושה, חייבים משום אשת אח. If twin brothers were conceived while their mother was a goya, but were born after their mother had become Jewish and she converted, they are liable if one marries the wife of the other, again because they were born as Jews. Halacha Yod Zayin. Hanose gioret uvita hagioret. If someone marries a woman convert and her daughter who converted, or shete ahayot min ha'em, or two sisters by one mother, yoshev im achat mehen umgaresh hasheniya. He can live with one of them, but he has to divorce the other in each set. Nasa gioret umeta. If he married a gioret and she died, hareze mutar lisa ima obita shelo gazru ella behayehen. This person can marry her mother or her daughter, because Hanim only made this gezerah while they are still alive, while the woman herself is still alive. Umutar adam lisa sheta hayot giorot min ha'av. But and an individual is permitted to marry two sisters who converted from the father's side. Shelo gazru bish'er ha'av kemosh ba'aron, because again Hanim did not extend the gezerah to relatives from the father, as we mentioned in a few halachot ago. Halacha Yod Het. Hasheniyot kulan lo gazru alehen bagerut. Any secondary people who would be arayot to him, again as a sheniya, Hachamim did not prohibit them in regards to a ger. Lefikach mutar hager lisa em imo. Therefore, a ger is permitted to marry his mother's mother, as this is one of the sheniyot. Menose adam gioret ואם אימה או בת ביתה וכן שאר השניות. So too, a ger again can marry a woman convert and her maternal grandmother or her daughter's granddaughter. So too with any of the sheniyot. Halacha yod tet ha'eved mutar lisa imo keshehu eved. A servant may marry his mother while he is still a servant. And we also don't need to mention that he can marry his daughter or his sister or anything of that sort. שכבר יצא מכלל גויים, בין העריות האסורות על הגויים אסורות עליו, because he left the status of being, he doesn't have the status of a goy anymore, and therefore unions or marriages that are forbidden to a goy are no longer forbidden to him. ולא בא לכלל ישראל כדי שיאסרו עליו עריות האסורות על הגרים, and he also doesn't have the status of a full-fledged Jew. In order for any of the forbidden relationships of a ger to be placed on this type of individual. So pretty much anything goes with an eved, as again, he can marry his mother while he is an eved. If he can marry his mother, you can pretty much marry anyone else, again, because he's left the status of a goy and is still not a full-fledged Jew. So it's pretty much in a type of limbo stage that none of the forbidden relationships apply to him. And Harambam here, Mechila, I retract what I just mentioned a moment ago. Harambam here says that it seems to him that if a servant has relations with another male or with an animal, he is liable for death, because both of these forbidden relations they fully apply to everyone, be it a Jew or a non-Jew. So again, pretty much anything goes for a servant aside from a mishkav zachor and mishkav behema. Halacha chaf. Avadim shenishtareru harehen kagerim. A servant who was freed, he is considered like a convert. Any relation that is forbidden for a ger is also forbidden for them, and anything that is permitted for gerim is also permitted for them. Halacha kaf aleph. Noten adam shivcho le'avdo o le'eved havero. ומעשה שפחה אחת לשני עבדים לכתחילה ואינם צריכים שום דבר אלא היא כבהמות. An individual can give his female servant to his male servant or to the servant of his friend, and he can give the female servant to multiple male servants. Again, these male servants are avadim kena'anim. You can do so, and these avadim kena'anim don't require anything. And again, if anyone wants more detail, Harambam says this explicitly in Hilchot Avadim Perek Gimel, that this applies only to avadim kena'anim, not to avadim Yehudim, because they are regarded as cattle or as property, because the laws of union and marriage don't apply to them. ושפחה היא מיוחדת לעבד זה או שאינה מיוחדת, אחת היא, and it doesn't matter if this shivha was designated to this eved or she wasn't designated at all. לפי שאין אישות אלא לישראל או לגויים על הגויים, because marriage only applies to Jews or to goyim in regards to other goyim, אבל לא לעבדים על העבדים ולא לעבדים על ישראל, but it doesn't apply to servants with servants, or servants marrying servants, or servants marrying Jews. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen.